What's up guys, welcome back. The holiday season is finally here, and if you're tired of the same old mashed potatoes every year, I have just a recipe for you to try. Today I'm going to show you how to make these delicious loaded smashed potatoes. This recipe comes together super easy and it has all the good stuff. We got cheese, we got bacon, we got sour cream. Most importantly, this is going to pair beautifully with whatever you decide to serve it with as a side dish. But before we get into the recipe, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell to enable notifications as well. All right guys, meet me in the kitchen. Let's make it happen. First things first, let's take a look at these ingredients, and the star of the show today is the potato. For this recipe, you want to go with a nice small potato like this. You can use fingerling potatoes or these small petite Yukon Gold potatoes is what I prefer, but use whatever you can find. We've got some bacon, we've got rosemary, we've got garlic, we've got olive oil, sour cream, gotta have some cheddar cheese, and of course we gotta season it up with some AP. All right, first things first guys, potatoes are a root vegetable, so they're usually pretty dirty. You wanna get in there and rinse them off until the water runs clear. You can scrub them with some paper towels. Just make sure the potatoes are nice and clean, especially today because we're gonna be eating the skin, so you wanna make sure these are nice and clean. And for your first pro tip, my friends, we're gonna boil these potatoes before we smash them and put them in the oven, and we're gonna boil them in chicken broth just to enhance the flavor, take things to the next level. Gotta pull out all the stops. If you're making this for Thanksgiving or Christmas, then you gotta make sure that you got some flavor in there. Hell, you gotta do that for regular dinners as well. So what am I talking about? But especially on Thanksgiving, because you know your family's gonna judge you if it's not right. So boil your potatoes in some chicken broth. Next up, we're gonna do our bacon in the oven just to make sure that the cleanup is nice and easy. 4 to 5 strips of thick cut bacon going in a 400-degree oven until it's nice and crispy. All right, so while our potatoes are boiling, we're gonna go ahead and add about a half cup of olive oil to a mixing bowl here. To that, we're gonna add about 3 cloves of minced garlic, along with about 2 tablespoons of freshly diced rosemary. So right now we got a half cup of olive oil, 3 cloves of minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of rosemary. We're going in with some smoked paprika, some of my all-purpose seasoning, or just a little salt and pepper if you want, guys. Whatever you got on hand will work. And then to amplify the flavor just a little bit more, going in with about a half a teaspoon or so of chicken bouillon powder. Once you have all your ingredients in the mixing bowl, break out the whisk and mix to combine, and we're gonna toss those potatoes in this super flavorful concoction, and that's gonna go into the oven and get nice and golden brown for us. Tons of flavor in here, guys. Feel free to use whatever you got on hand. If you want to use some minced garlic from the jar, that's fine. You can throw in whatever seasoning you like on your potatoes. You can use truffle oil if you're feeling fancy. But this is what we're going with today. All right, guys, so we have our potatoes fresh out of the boiling water. Obviously, they've cooled off a little bit, otherwise I'd be burning my hands. But one thing I want to show you is they're tender, but they're not so tender like, you know, like mashed potatoes. You want to be able to just smash them in the palm of your hand like that. They should still keep their integrity a bit, but be tender enough to smash. So not quite mashed potatoes, but smashed potatoes. That's what we're looking for. So that's the tenderness. We're not going to smash all of them because we got to cover these in that delicious garlic and herb olive oil situation that we made. So we've gone ahead and added our potatoes to this mixing bowl, and we're just gonna coat them in this olive oil. Toss them around. Best way to do this, guys, is just get in there with your hands, but we're gonna toss them around like chicken wings almost. You could also smash them first and then pour them, but I like to do it this way. That way I make sure that they get a nice, good application. But that's what you want to see. It smells absolutely amazing. I wish you guys could smell that. We're just going to smash them and place them on an aluminum foil lined baking sheet. There we go. We're going to put these in a 425-degree oven until they get nice golden brown and crispy. Now, if you're a little bit more health conscious, you could leave them just like this and they'll be perfect. But for the rest of us overindulgers, we're gonna top these with cheese and bacon, a little sour cream, because why the hell not? We're here for a good time, not a long time. Can't let any flavor go to waste, no flavor left behind, so we're gonna douse them in the remaining oil from our pan. A little pinch of salt, and then into the oven at 425 for about 15 minutes, or like I said, until they're golden brown and beautiful. All right guys, so one of the toppings I'm gonna use for this recipe is something that I use a lot with tacos and nachos and things like that. I'm gonna do a lime infused sour cream. So what I'm gonna do is grate some lime zest right on in there, about half a lime's worth of lime zest. And then we're gonna use the juice of 1 lime as well. Also gonna add a little smoked paprika and some AP seasoning. If you wanna make this a little bit spicy, guys, you can use some chipotle powder or some chipotle chili powder or a little cayenne. We're just gonna add a little smokiness to this. And then last but not least, about a half a teaspoon of sugar, just a pinch of sugar to balance everything out. Then I'm gonna get in there with my whisk and mix to combine. That's gonna go in a squirt bottle, and we're gonna use this as part of our garnish for the final presentation. But this is gonna add a lot of great flavor to something that's already pretty flavorful with all we got going on in the oven. So we're about half the way through. As you can see, we're getting some beautiful color on our smashed potatoes. You can see the potatoes have absorbed all of that olive oil with the garlic and the herbs. We're gonna go ahead and flip these over so both sides get nice and crispy. If they break apart a little bit on you, no big deal. We just wanna make sure that both sides get all the love and affection that they deserve. They're gonna go back into that oven for another 10, maybe 15 minutes. And that's how we're looking when we're just about done. The only thing left to do is top these bad boys with some cheese and some bacon. If I take my knife, you can hear how crispy they are. So at this point, we're just gonna take some sharp cheddar cheese and evenly top our smashed potatoes to go back in the oven for just a brief second for the cheese to melt. You're gonna have something special on your hands, my friends. Can't forget that bacon. And that's going back in the oven for like 3 minutes or until the cheese melts. We're going down with our sour cream mix that we made. Oh man, this is gonna be good. You can garnish this with some chives, green onion, cilantro, whatever floats your boat. And this is the part where I say, brace yourself for a trademark money shot. Say it with me, guys. Looking good. The only thing left to do is to get in here for a taste test, and boy, I cannot wait because this looks fantastic. But before we do that, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell to enable notifications as well. No need to find a fork for this one, guys. I'm going right on in for the moment of truth. Here we go. Recipe comes together super quick and easy. That's not that quick. This recipe comes together super easy. Cream, you name it, you can add it to the